Good evening and welcome back to All Hail the Ale. Tonight we are going for another beer from the new range at Tesco. So thank you Domo very much indeed for getting all these beers in and giving me something new to try at very sensible prices. The beer in question, you could argue that it's a little bit plate-like. You could argue that it's a play on a magical term. You could say it might even be alien in origin, if it was a flying version anyway. All I can tell you is that this beer is Saucery Session IPA from Magic Rock. Now, let's leave the Magic Rock politics out of it tonight, because Magic Rock are an amazing brewery and they've produced some amazing beer over the years, and long may it continue. I hope that this is one of them. And what can I tell you about it? Well, as I say, it's called Saucery. It's a nice typical can from Magic Rock with that classic artwork that they have, and it is brewed and canned at Magic Rock HQ in Huddersfield, as it always was. It's registered by the Vegan Society, again, like all of them as far as I'm aware. It does say it's gluten-free according to EU standards. There are less than 20 parts per million, and it is only 3.9% ABV, which, when you want to enjoy nice beer and still stay somewhat vertical, then this is the sort of thing you should reach for, ladies and gents. So, what more can I tell you? Well, not a lot, because it doesn't really tell me much anymore. Well, did it ever? To be fair, some of them did. Some of them definitely did. Things like my favourite beer that Magic Rock and Verdant produce, What Are the Odds? And they told me the hops. This just tells me it contains barley and rye. Obviously it's going to contain all the other ingredients, and I should pour it carefully because it may contain sediment. And the BBE, what we got on here, 27th of February 2020. So they've had these a little while, but not forever. And it says drink fresh. There we are, Saucery 3.9% ABV Session IPA. Let's pour her, shall we? And then we will judge the beer. The pour is the pour is good. It's a relatively, it looks quite filtered. It's not heavily filtered. It's a little bit of haze, not overly turbid. The head has pretty much buggered off, and what head there is kind of tiny and non-distinct. I mean, the bubbles are pretty meh, but the beer looks good. The beer does. There you go. I mean, have a close up. Have a close up. Excuse the Northern Monk glass, Magic Rock fans. But yeah, that's the beer. As for the aroma, there's not a lot going on. Not a lot at all. Little bit of citrus notes, but on the whole, nothing major. But it is only 3.9%. Let's be honest. It's light smelling. It's a little bit of citrus. Beyond that, not a lot. Anyway, let's try it. Cheers. Okay, I can see where they're going with it. I mean, at 3.9%, you're never going to expect big, massive flavours or huge amounts of body, or indeed an awful lot at 3.9. But what we've got, I mean, how can I put it? You can tell it's an IPA. You know, it's got that bit of bitterness, there's that hoppy flavour. That's about where it is. It's as light as anything in terms of body. It's almost watery in texture, but it's not. It tastes better than water. I like the bitterness. I like the hop. There's a little bit of citrus going on, not in a huge way, but it's kind of there. Quite dry on the finish as well. And as far as Gump would say, and that's all I had to say about that. It's alright. Now, I did buy 2 of these because I like Magic Rock. I'm undecided on this one at the minute. I really am, because whilst it's beer like, it's lacking the magic in Magic Rock. It's kind of, imagine watching Penn and Teller, just to go the magic route, or another great, think like Paul Daniels, and then watching Mate, who's been down the pound shop and bought a card trick set for £1. That's the level of magic that this has got. It's not the best. I mean, it's mildly entertaining, don't get me wrong, but it's not as good as Magic Rock can do. And that's a shame, because Magic Rock last year produced my beer of the year and one of my absolute all-time favourite craft beers, and that was Common Grounds. Obviously my favourite beer of the year was What Are the Odds. I actually would replace my blood with it. It was, excuse me, that good. This is, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's better than any of the macro crap that you can buy. It's better than your Fosters, it's better than everything, but it's not up to Magic Rock's usual standard. Yeah, that's where we are. So, Saucery Session IPA from Magic Rock at 3.9%. Not sure I've told you that already. Told you that a million times, of course I have. Would I buy it again? It all depends on a lot of factors. If there was nothing else on the shelf other than the macro stuff that we've talked about, then yes, I would buy it again. Would I rush out and buy it again when I've got other things in Tesco that I know are amazing for similar money? Probably not. So I definitely wouldn't rush out and buy it again, so it's going to get less than a 4. I would buy it again, like I say, under circumstances. So what would I give it? I don't want to be overly harsh, but I don't want to be too generous. I mean, if I was overly harsh, I'd say 3. If I was being generous, I'd say 3.5. So we'll go in the middle. We'll go 3.25 for Saucery from Magic Rock. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, this has been Saucery Session IPA from Magic Rock via Tesco. I've been Nick, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye.